Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for my client Chris's vlog. And some of our stuff this week was a little hit or miss. Performance was great. Like, he was strong, we saw progress. We had some technical issues with a couple of the big lifts. Benching went good. Now, of course, he chooses to bench a little closer grip because, like me, he's got slightly longer arms. He does run into some history of shoulder and pec tendon pain, and he just is more comfortable with a close grip. So accordingly, I allow him to do that. And you guys see a mix of that with my guys. I actually like close grip benching, but so some of my guys are close grip benchers, and some of my guys bench real wide. Some of my really strong benchers bench real wide. Some of my strong benchers are close grip guys too. I really base them upon what they're doing. And quite frankly, I'm not that worried. If they're not going to compete in powerlifting where we're chasing that last 10 pounds, I don't care about them going wide. Right? It's not necessary. Just to get jacked and strong, we do closer grip. And if they end up needing more pec, this is where dips, dumbbell presses, stuff like that comes in handy. So his benching went good though. Pull-ups went good. I think he cranked out a bunch of sets of 12. And Chris has a back. He has a back. And plus, because he's at a low body fat, it means pull-ups versus, body weight tend to be pretty good. And because he's obviously pretty lean. I think that's a fair statement. He's pretty lean right now. He did finish a cut recently, though, so we are bulking, and he is actually up just since these vlogs have started. He's actually up, a couple pounds. And we were chatting yesterday in a video, and he's on 4,300 calories right now, trying to get that body weight up. And I know some of you out there are like, what? That's crazy. Like some of my other guys, I got another guy right now who's over 200, and he's bulking on less calories than that. So he's going to be like, seriously? He's on 4,300? Like, yeah. But again, high energy turnover, just a lean guy, high neat, which again, he's lean for a reason. Not that he didn't have to diet to get there. But, and again, what we can see with his upper body stuff, it's real simple. Our upper body accessories are simple. We use a lot of pull-ups, arm work, face pulls. Because again, we're doing a lot of overhead pressing, a lot of benching. That's covering a whole lot of ground with the volumes we do there. We don't need a large amount of supplemental work. And this is someone with a history of doing way too much volume of overtraining. So what's our issue with the squat there? Performance was good. It's that he was squatting still too high on the heavy sets. And so again, we had to discuss that, building confidence, because he has run conjugate previously and only did box squatting with slightly longer legs. There's problems there. So he has a confidence issue when the weight starts to get heavy. And even though people are like, well, it was like a 7 or 8 rep set, not that heavy. But it is heavy relative for him. And so there's a confidence issue on top of us getting him to open the hips up. And we're going to work on that. And we get there by focusing on it. And so for him, our goal is to get deep on all of those heavier sets, even if he loses reps, right? To where we don't go, okay, we're not trying to just chase as many reps as we can. They need to be quality reps. Now, he's using, again, a tool you guys see me use for a lot of my guys who need depth, right? The goblet squat. And for some reason, the goblet squat has been controversial, in my comments. And even when I've done them, and I'm probably going to swap them for belt squats coming up, because I don't have these same issues. But I like the goblet squat. And I like to do it a little bit because I prescribe it to clients. And so it's like I like to get some practice doing the stuff that I prescribe. But, that's going to sort him out a lot there. Now, overhead pressing, I'm not happy with this. Okay, and he's always like, oh, my shoulders hurt. And what we're seeing is his AC joint got inflamed a little bit from this. And I'm like, okay, here's what we need to work on. We need you to stop this right here. Again, he's coming in, being aggressive, being violent with it. And there's nothing wrong with exploding. And he's a pretty explosive guy. That was noted by people in the other things like, oh, this guy's explosive. Yeah, he is. He's got good genetics. Okay. I mean, look at the guy and let me point out, he's drug free. Look how he looks. This is not my coaching that did that. This is just, he's got genetics. Okay. The kid's got genetics. What can I say? I can't take credit for that. I can't take credit for what God gave him. But he's explosive. So our issue we run into with that, he's got to be careful with certain things. But I want you guys to notice that on the bottom of his pressing there, if you go back and look, we have internal rotation of the shoulder. We have internal rotation of the shoulder occurring with him just exploding it up without controlling the eccentrics, no pausing. Anyone out there who's got certain backgrounds is looking at that going, yeah, that's a problem. You can see why his AC joint got inflamed. So we're working on that, and it's something we discussed that I want him to keep those elbows forward at the bottom. Do not let the bar drift forward in front of them at the bottom. Pause. I want him pausing on his chest on every rep. Of course, then we have this over here. It's like, hey, coach, I pulled 475 for 9 reps. Now, he used straps because he's like, oh, I was going to go no straps, coach, but I had just oiled my bar and it was too slippery. I'm like, well, don't put so much oil on it, because we were chatting about it. He's like, what am I supposed to use to clean my bars? And I told him, 3-in-1 oil, a nylon brush, that's standard. He over oiled the bar. Again, the stuff we deal with. Welcome to coaching, guys. You have a lifter clean a bar and they over oil it and they can't grip it without straps. He couldn't get all the oil off. But on his 5s here, afterwards, he was able to grip it, mixed grip without grip issues. So it's something we're working on, getting him used to the heavy sets without straps. Because he's pulled 601 with straps. But he wants to power lift. You guys see where we're going with that. And he's uncomfortable still with the deadlift bar without straps, especially. So we've got to work on that. His deadlift days are pretty simple. They're normal 5-3-1. We do first set last for the assistants. And then he does glute ham raises, 5 sets of glute ham raises. Pretty straightforward for deadlift days, right? Pretty straightforward. And again, the volume is all pretty reasonable here. But other than those couple of mishaps, we had a great week for performance itself. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.